Hey, my name is Robert Williams, and I'm going to be going over my answers to the impact statement assignment. Alright, I guess we'll just get into it. First one. Reflect on how your understanding of mental health and mental illness has changed since the start of this course. Since the start of this course, I've learned a lot about mental health and mental illness. I already had a fundamental understanding of it from last year in psych, but even more into it. All the specifics was mostly what I got out of this. For example, chapter 3, the determinants of mental health, like hardiness, self-esteem, resilience, and stuff like that. I think that one was really interesting. I think that stood out to me the most, just with how that actually affects us. How not only we can be born with hardiness and stuff like that, but how we can actually learn it and improve how we deal with situations that would cause stressors and things like that. I just thought that was the most interesting. And it's a lot I can apply just to my future and to the future of maybe any clients that I have if I'm doing psych. So for the next one, choose one stage of life that we discussed. How did learning about mental health challenges at this stage influence the way you view blah blah blah. I think I learned the most about older populations over the course of this course. Mostly because I knew so little before. It's not really something I've looked into. I don't really plan on working too much with older populations. But it was still really interesting how much that they have to go through, with elder abuse, depression, all the drug misuse, everything like that. It's a lot that I didn't know about before. And on top of that, they got to worry about all the existential stuff like death, their past life and everything like that, and just all the loneliness that comes with being that old. It was very, very sad, very interesting though. I really didn't know anything about that, so that was pretty neat. So I think it influenced the way I view prevention, intervention, and support. I think that we definitely need more of it for the older populations, I think, for sure. I figured once you got to a certain age, it didn't really matter anymore. Stuff I figured, you got 5 years left, but really to the end, it looks like it's pretty important, or else that can be a really big downhill slope if they're not supported all the way. And on to question 3, reflect on chapters 4, stress and coping, blah, blah, blah. I think chapter 4 was a lot more useful than most of them in day-to-day life. I mean, they were all very interesting, but in a day-to-day setting, 4 was definitely the most useful in here. A lot of the techniques were very broadly applicable, which I thought was pretty cool. Problem solving and coping, for example, have been really helpful. Oh, sorry, I was talking about problem solving, the coping mechanism of problem solving. I messed up. And emotions focused. Yeah, we're both very interesting. It isn't something I'm super good at yet, but I really like the way they laid out what to practice. There are things that you can practice, and the fact that you can improve on those. I thought that was all very interesting. On to question 4, reflect on the major assignments you completed during this course. Which assignment had the most impact on your learning? The most impactful one, I think, was the mental health awareness project. It was the most interesting for sure because I focused on something that I really enjoyed. Well, enjoyed is, I guess, a strong word. Not enjoy it, but find interesting. I focused on something I found interesting. The type focus around that specific topic, I picked Borderline. It was really interesting because that's the kind of thing I'd want to work with in the future. So, just learning more about that, it connected to other aspects of mental health too, because now by going through some of the resources in the area, I know more places I could refer to. I know more about personality disorders as a whole, which is very interesting because that is another thing I want to do when I get older. I want to work on that kind of thing. So it was a pretty cool assignment. Yeah. Down to 5, based on your experience taking this fully online course, what advice would you give to future students? I think the biggest thing in any online course, at least that I've been able to like figure out, is just read the book. Like, like since we're not getting any like anything in person, it's really important to like just lock in on the book, teach yourself a little, just read it, take notes, because I mean that'll just help you like get through the course. I mean at this point, like homework is really only there to deepen your understanding of the book. I used to view homework as like the teaching method, but I've come around to just like focusing more on reading, taking notes, and then the homework just reinforces that learning. So if I had to say anything to somebody coming into the class, just read the book. It sucks, but just read it. The book was pretty interesting anyway. It'll be fine. And then lastly, one additional thought, comment, or impact statement that was not addressed. For this one, I wrote down something a little bit more broad. Mental health, just in general, is really, really interesting, and I think this book kind of highlighted a lot of those like interesting things. It's so different for every single different person, every age group, every culture, things like that. It's so diverse. There's so many different techniques and theories and everything that you can look into and learn about and apply, like actually apply in your real life. It's just like it's really fascinating. Mental health, just in general, it's very, very fascinating. And it's just good for you. Learning about this as in general is just good for you because it deepens your understanding of basically everyone and your understanding of yourself. It's just a great thing to learn. And that's it. Thank you for the semester. It was a good class. And that's all for this video. Bye.